Good afternoon. Welcome to the Lancaster City Council meeting. City Clerk.
City Council Member, Agency Director, Authority Members Hughes Leslie.
Present.
Molly.
Present.
Mann.
Present.
Vice Mayor, Vice Chairman Christ.
Present.
Mayor Chairman Paris. And I must add, I was also calling for the Housing Authority because we do have a housing item. We have a quorum.
I don't
Present,
think we can call. I'm here.
Mayor Chairman Paris.
Thank you.
We have a quorum.
Good enough. Okay, we have the invocation today from Grace Chapel, Fred Aramil.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Vice Mayor, City Council, good afternoon. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your presence here. We thank you, Father. First of all, we recognize your sovereignty. We recognize that you are in control. And so, Heavenly Father, we ask that as this meeting proceeds, that we will feel your control. We will feel and we will understand that you are the one who is sovereign over all. Father, thank you for each member that is present here today. Thank you for the City Council. Thank you for the Mayor. Thank you, Father, for everyone who is here as assistants. Father God, I just pray that you will bless them, that you will work through their lives. And finally, Father, I pray that everything that is said and done in this council meeting will bring honor and glory to your kingdom and make Lancaster a better place and the surrounding area also a better place. And I pray this in the precious name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Mr. Mann?
Sure, my pleasure. If everybody would turn and face the flag, put your right hand over your heart, and repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No,
No, I just wondered if you did. Okay. Okay, we have some presentations. We have a proclamation and presentation for Older Americans Month. And who's presenting?
Ken.
I think there's laws about that.
Good afternoon, Mayor Paris, Vice Mayor Christ, and council members. Each May, the City of Lancaster proudly joins communities across the nation in recognizing Older Americans Month, a special time to honor the legacy, contributions, and continued vitality of our older population. This year's national theme, Powered by Connection, encourages us to shift the narrative on aging by highlighting the importance of meaningful social connections in promoting independence and overall well-being. In Lancaster, our programs are powered by connection every week, starting with the Movers and Shakers Walking Club, which meets every Wednesday morning. With an average of 30 participants each week, this group fosters not only physical fitness, but camaraderie, shared goals, and mutual encouragement among peers. I'd like to share a video at this time with you. Another new cherished tradition is our new senior bingo program, held twice monthly at the Lancaster Community Center with 25 to 30 participants each session, it's more than just a game. It's a chance for social engagement, laughter, and connection, which is also vital to the mental and emotional health of our older adults. Physical health also remains a key focus in our programming. We offer senior stretch every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and senior Zumba every Thursday at 5 p.m., both of which continue to grow in popularity. These classes offer safe, fun, and inclusive fitness options to support strength, flexibility, and heart health, while encouraging residents to move together as a community. Beyond our regular programs, we also host vibrant special events like Senior Citizens Day and Senior Expo, joyful celebrations that showcase resources, bring generations together, and honor the rich lives of our stories and our senior residents. This year, we're especially excited to introduce the National Recreation Park Association Shaper Grant that we received, which stands for Supporting Healthy Aging Through Parks and Recreation. This grant will help us empower us to invest in staff training, expand resources, and elevate the overall quality of our senior programming, ensuring Lancaster remains at the leader of innovative and age-friendly programming. Together, we are not only serving our older adults, but we are celebrating them, connecting with them, and empowering them to thrive. Thank you for recognizing the significance of this work, and we respectfully ask you to proclaim May 2025 as Older Americans Month in the city of Lancaster, and join us for a picture with our mover and shaker participants that are here today for a picture.
I'm a little worried about the vote because there may be a conflict of interest. But everything else is fine.
Wonderful.
Or I guess we could recuse ourselves, but you two could vote.
Let's send the
There's no financial benefit associated with declaring the month senior month, so we're okay.
I have it here if you would like to join. Yes, please.
When all of us come down?
No, just you.
Our Lancaster Varsity football team for their historic, I think, let me get this straight, the Golden League Championship. This team went 8-2. They were 7-0 in league play. Unfortunately, they beat my Highland Bulldogs 17-14 this year. Yeah. Thankfully, though, the saving grace is, and I'm going to bring him up to speak a little bit about the team, Jermaine Lewis is a UCLA alum, just like myself. We were actually there at the same time. So a
This is
little,
about
little
them,
connection
Phillies.
there.
It's about them.
It's about them. It's about them. It's their saving grace. No. So, Jermaine, why don't you come on up? He's going to talk to us a little bit about the team and the season. And then we have certificates that they'll all get. He can hand those out. And then I think he's going to bring up one of the team captains to talk about how amazing their season was. So, round of applause to Jermaine.
I think we may need to lower this down. No. There you go.
Somebody's always helpful.
Yeah, there it is. On behalf of the Lancaster Eagles football program and the coaching staff and the whole community at Lancaster High School, we'd like to say thank you. And this is a great honor to be here in front of you council members and Mayor R.S. Paris to receive this honor. So thank you for that. In regards to our football program, Lancaster High School has only been around since 1995. And I was kind of baffled, too, when we found out when we were making this run right now in this turnaround season that we're doing, that Lancaster High School has never won a Golden League title out here in those years. It only took us 29 years. However, testament to these young men and the administrative staff and everybody that was involved in it, and to their hard work and dedication, now they will go down and live in infamy. This is a program and a team this past year that resonates with this community, hardworking, blue collar, and just know how to overcome everything. And the future is bright for them, or bright for us, and the program, and we want to just continue to represent this community. And that's why we have the name with Lancaster, and go on and not only win some more Golden League titles for this city, but also bring back some state hardware as well in the future. Okay? So that's the goal. I do want to bring up one of our captains, Armani Castillo-Cortez. He was one of our league captains. He was also an all Golden League defensive player, and also an all CIF competitor, our first teamer as well. Armani?
How you guys? Oh wait, I might have to bring this up. Well, how you?
No, there.
Oh, okay.
There it is, right here. There it is.
Shouldn't he work out or something?
I'd like to thank the city of Lancaster, the council, vice mayor and mayor for having me up here and be able to share your time with me. And I also like to, say it's truly a blessing to be able to experience the first ever Golden League title in our school's history. And not only being able to experience the first Golden League title, being able to experience the CIF champion that we had won a couple years back. But, that didn't happen just by myself. It happened with the amazing team that I came across, my coaches, my amazing teammates, and God and my family. And, yeah, I'd just like to say it's truly a blessing to experience that.
So I don't know what happens next, but I guess if we could take a picture, I know these young men would like to take a picture and show the representation that they have for this city, too. All right, so this is your guys' award, our Golden League title as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How many seniors do you have?
We'll be graduating 18. I don't know how many I have behind me. Yeah, we'll be graduating 18. We actually, Armani that just left here, he'll be leaving the college. Where are you going, Armani? All right, so he'll be going. So you can give him a round of applause for that, for that next step. But yeah, we'll be graduating 18 seniors, and 8 of them were starters on defense. So we got our work to do.
I'd like you to take a week, I don't want to know now, and figure out which one of the 18 is most likely to have a positive impact on this world by the time he leaves, be a he, by the time he leaves it. And then we'll have a scholarship for him.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. So one, not 18, just one?
how much it is, I gotta find out how much is still in the account. So-
Okay. No, that's excellent. I'll get it done for you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Are we taking a picture or?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Come on down, boys. Oh, and staff as well.
If you guys want to take a minute and leave, it's okay. I mean, it's a riveting meeting and all, but.
Some big kids.
Okay.
It's what winners look like.
Yeah. It's hardly fair, is it? Okay, and now we have a SCAG award, right? They ought to come up with a different acronym than that.
I will say it's very pretty. I almost want to thank the Academy, but I don't think that's not why we're here. I do need to invite Jocelyn and Patty Garibay to join me, please. This project wouldn't be where it is without them. So they get to stand with me and hold, like I said, the award here. It's beautiful. So good afternoon, Mayor Paris and members of the City Council. I'm super excited to present this award today. Before we share, we have a fun video, but before we share that, I'm going to provide a little bit of context on where we've been and how we got to this really amazing point. So in 2021, as a response to Senate Bill 743, which was signed into law starting a very complicated process that changed the way transportation impact analyses was conducted in California from a need to analyze levels of service to a change that would require an analysis of vehicle miles traveled as a metric of analysis. It's not fun, trust me. But the city council, with their very progressive leadership, and especially the vision of Vice Mayor Chris to improve all transportation issues, staff was directed and tasked to find an alternative that would address the need to fix this. As a result, we began working with Michael Baker International and Farron Piers with the goal to develop a program which would facilitate compliance with the bill that would allow development projects to move forward as intended and give the city a means of expanding transportation infrastructure to better serve the new developments. In 2023, the City of Lancaster City Council adopted a VMT mitigation program. The program primarily included the adoption of a new impact fee, allowing developers to make a fair share payment to cover the cost of identified transportation demand management strategies and VMT reducing projects conducted by the city. This very creative approach by the city has allowed the VMT impact fee mitigation program to be a viable solution to a challenging issue for the city's development community. And I must add, too, that cities across Los Angeles County, across the state, are looking to us, given that it's incredibly progressive and different, and it's working. So thank you for your leadership, and with that, we'd like to play a video for you.
Winning the Plan, Policy, and Programs Award is Lancaster's Vehicle Miles Traveled Impact Fee Mitigation Program, which uses Regional Advanced Mitigation Planning, or RAM, to proactively fund efforts to make the city more sustainable. Recognizing real estate development projects that had difficulty meeting state thresholds, Lancaster developed a streamlined mitigation fee. Rather than expecting each project to mitigate its impact on its own, the fee creates a fund for collectively addressing the impacts at a larger scale. Here's how it works. Developers pay a fair share based on the calculation of their project's traffic impacts. Those fees then fund citywide sustainability projects, ranging from bike lane expansions and safer sidewalks to traffic calming measures and enhanced bus amenities, all of which make it easier for residents to walk, bike, or take transit. In just its first year, the program brought in millions of dollars in revenue to expand the city's active transportation network. By making mitigation requirements more predictable, the city has encouraged private investment and seeded development in more strategic locations. Lancaster is turning regulations into a catalyst for greener growth and is paving the way for a healthier, more vibrant future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Larissa, could we use a different word than progressive?
We sure can. Any other word, we could use it. We'll ask ChatGPT. Can we invite you to join us?
I'm sorry?
Can we invite you to join us to take a photo with our lovely?
Why don't you guys come
Sure.
up here and then we can have the logo in. I guess that's not logo. Newt, I see you out there. This is the winningest coach in the history of the Antelope Valley, maybe the history of California. Newt Chilla, come on up. And he taught me how to golf.
So when are we playing?
What?
So when are we playing? Golf.
Marvin said to call you up. You had an announcement.
Oh, okay.
Oh, when are we playing golf?
Yeah.
You know, I'm about ready. They replaced my shoulder, and I'm ready to give it a try. So just let me know.
I'm there.
Good, good.
Good afternoon, Mayor Paris and Vice Mayor Christ and City Council members. As he just told you, my name is Newton Shillette, and I know you receive some complaints from time to time. I read about them. However, I'm here to tell you that Julie Sikori and her staff at LPAC are the most wonderful people that I have ever worked with in my fundraising efforts. And I've worked with a lot of fundraisers with Marvin, and I'll never match that, but these people at LPAC are unbelievable. That being said, I would like to commend the Lancaster City staff and LPAC. I was there for everything that they did from the starting of the ticket sales to the end of the concert. And I want to thank publicly Julie Sikori, Assistant Manager, Nancy Rivas, the box office, front office operations, and artist hospitality, Jahari Molden, Marketing Coordinator, Rick Vanderhyde, Technical Director, the backstage crew, Jim, Brett, Elijah, Noah and Sean, Mark, and Asosina. I was there, as I said, for everything, from the load in to the sound check. And if you've ever been at a sound check, those people, what they have to put up with and go through is unbelievable. Every single person there was helpful. They were considerate, respectful, professional, and kind. There are no words that can describe how professional and helpful the LPAC staff is. Pleasing 6 musicians, 3 backup singers, and the lead singer at the sound check is next to impossible. It's not an easy task. Actually, it is impossible. And the LPAC staff was incredible. And I just want to publicly thank them. Thank you.
Thank you, Newt. Housing Authority, any items to be removed?
Motion to approve HACC 1.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Let's vote. I hope there wasn't anything that needed to be removed.
There was not.
The consent calendar for the council.
No speaker cards. Motion to approve the consent calendar is currently comprised.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Let's vote. It's unanimous. Public hearing item 1. The public hearing is now open. We'll now hear the staff report from Cindy Valdivia. You thought you were going to get out of this, didn't you?
Good afternoon, Mayor Paris, Vice Mayor Chris, and City Council members. I am Cindy Valdivia, your analyst for CDBG funds and Lancaster Energy. Today's staff is presenting to you a substantial amendment in the city's 2020-2021 through 2024-2025 action plans for your consideration. This amendment proposes reallocating existing federal grant funds to enhance and expand the city's first-time homebuyer program. No new funds are being requested. We are reallocating previously awarded dollars to better meet community needs. What we are recommending are the following actions. 1, conduct the public hearing and accept public testimony. 2, approve the substantial amendment to reprogram $745,009.04 in home funds to the first-time homebuyer program. 3, approve a substantial amendment to transfer $868,398.81 from Neighborhood Stabilization Program 3 funds into the Community Development Block Grant First-Time Homebuyer Program funds. And 4, authorize the city manager or designee to submit all required documents to HUD. As for fiscal impact, there is no impact to the city's general fund. All dollars involved are being previously awarded and budgeted, and adjustments will be made to the existing city budget accounts to reflect the reprogramming and transfer of these funds. Staff recommends the approval of the substantial amendments to ensure timely expenditure of federal funds and to support our community's housing needs. Our consultant, LDM, is also here with me, and we're both available for any questions you may have. Thank you.
Any questions?
No speaker cards.
Let's close the public hearing.
Motion to approve PH 1, A, B, C, and D.
Is there a second?
Second that.
Let's vote. Unanimous. Public hearing item 2. The public hearing is now open. Are there any speaker cards?
No speaker cards.
You want to waive the staff report?
Yes.
Sure. Yes. Let's close the public hearing, and is there a motion?
Motion to approve PH 2 and introduce ordinance 1130.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Let's vote. And it passes unanimously. New business item 1.
No speaker cards.
I'd like to hear the staff report anyway. Patty needs the practice.
Okay, I've been here all morning practicing. Good afternoon, Mayor Paris and council members. We are excited to bring forward for your approval a contract with City Detect to provide AI services and vehicle-mounted cameras to augment our current community preservation efforts for an initial term of 3 years. City Detect is an advanced AI platform that analyzes property images to identify community issues such as...
I'm old. You have to slow down a little bit.
I thought I was speaking pretty slow, but I'll slow down even more. Okay. All right, so City Detect is an advanced AI platform that analyzes property images to identify and map community issues, such as blight, damage, graffiti, and code violations. AI technology is revolutionizing how communities deal with these issues. By mounting cameras on our city vehicles, we will quickly address violations in the community and multiply our existing efforts. Through City Detect's process model, a city vehicle will follow an existing route where detections are automated and insights are generated, which then help to drive intervention. And of course, that intervention is driven through warnings and citations. In addition to helping the city proactively address problem areas through automated detection, the City Detect platform will provide timely data-driven reports as well as heat maps, and it'll also increase our coverage with our existing staff, which is fantastic. Data reports will transform raw visual data into actionable insights to help allocate our city resources more effectively. The increased coverage will help city staff do double the work in half of the time. I'm now going to turn it over to Sam McNutt. Sam is our Community Preservation Manager, and Sam's going to talk about our timeline and implementation process. We also have Michael Kaplan, who's here from City Detect. Michael's going to show a short video. We actually conducted a pilot here in Lancaster in December to get a better idea of how this system could work in the community and how it could really help augment our existing services. So I'll turn it over to Sam.
Good afternoon, Mayor Paris, City Council. The implementation timeline, 60 days after approval, the deployment of City Detect cameras will be installed on 2 parking enforcement vehicles. By November, expansion will include 2 additional units on city-owned street sweepers. City capability of the system capabilities. The City Detect system automatically identifies and documents property decay instances, illegal dumping activities, graffiti, with AI distinguishing between vandalism and illegitimate public art. Overgrown vegetation, overgrown lawns, homeless encampments, as well as a multitude of property management issues. All detection standards will align with the International Property Maintenance Code guidelines to ensure consistent enforcement. Operational process. Designated staff members will monitor and review incoming photos, violation reports, assigning priority levels based on the severity and public impact. This creates a systematic approach to addressing community preservation issues. The benefit to our city: enhanced efficiency, leveraging existing vehicles routes with no additional driver responsibilities. Create consistent, evidence-based records of violations, automatic data upload with Wi-Fi or LTE, increase staff productivity by focusing on efforts on verified issues, and also the non-invasive monitoring issue that we respect the privacy while maintaining community standards. There's also a human aspect. It is important to note the City Detect emphasizes the human aspect. The technology is designed to augment rather than replace city workers. And the final determination on enforcement action remains with our trained staff. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Mike Kaplan from City Detect.
Thank you. Hi, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Vice Mayor, Council. I'm Mike Kaplan. I'm with City Detect, and I've got a short video we're going to show you. I was here in December to do a pilot, and we drove with a code officer around the city for about, 2 hours. What you see here is other cities completely filled with data that we've collected. And this is a view that you get when you get City Detect. So this is Lancaster, and you can see some little bits of data there, some yellows, some green, and some red. And those are areas that we drove. If you had our cameras on those vehicles as described, you would see the entire city populated with data. This is a summary of what we were able to capture in a couple hours. We captured 1,163 images, analyzed that many parcels, and identified 840 unique issues. 37 different types of issues, including lawn indicators as one of the major ones, some driveway indicators, wall, fence, sidewalk, and mailbox indicators. Those are all part of object and attribute pairs. So if you imagine a lawn is an object and an attribute would be a car on the lawn. And we pair those up and we identify them. Every single one of the ones for the code enforcement side of the program is directly matched to the code, so that we're actually identifying problems that we can help with. Go ahead and go to the next data set there. We'll get there in just a moment. Oh, this is roadside. Okay, sorry, roadside report. Okay, so roadside detections are the other thing we do. It's not parcels, it's actually the side of the road, so we can detect trash piles, litter, graffiti, garbage bags. We actually found a mattress, it looks like, and we just added shopping carts to that list. And then I'm going to show you how the human in the loop works. So this is, as described, it's a tool, right? It's not automatic. We're not creating cases and sending out letters automatically. But if you're a code officer and you come to your desk, you can go ahead and, can you rewind that just a little bit and pause it? Thank you. And you sit down at your desk without having left the office. You have data from the previous day or week, depending on how it's collected. And you can select on the left-hand side there your object attribute pair that you want to work on for that campaign. And you can go ahead and press the button again, and you'll see that it pops up with all of the different object attribute pairs that we have. There's over 100. Once we've got our list, right now I'm looking at cars on lawns. That's always an interesting one. It's very visual. And you can see in this case, if you can pause that, we've got
Marvin's house.
Well, I was afraid of that, so I did actually take and crossed out the addresses for this presentation. But so as we can see here, we do have cars on the lawn, but we also have a few other things. If you press the button and it'll zoom in just a little bit there, you'll see the arrow's pointing to where you would see all of the pictures. So if there were multiple passes at this house, you would see the historical photos. And right here, you see all of the things that the AI has detected in this photo. So it looks like driveway, leaves in the driveway, some paint problems, and of course the cars in the driveway. The notes section is to put things that we didn't catch. If there's something, a violation there or a note you want to put in for the case, we can put it in there so we can get a complete view of that parcel. And then go ahead and, yep.
When you put this, when you add the stuff to it, are you teaching the AI program for future reference?
Not directly when you're pressing the button in our software. What we do is we take the city's instance and then we rerun our AI models to be more specific to your city over time. Because every city has their different sort of things. When we went into Desert Hot Springs, for instance, we got lots of dead patches on lawns. Well, those were the lawns, right? So, you know, you have to adjust a little bit. And we have a 30-day calibration period that we do where we collect data across the whole city for the first 30 days. We work with you to identify those types of things, and then we augment things to make sure that we're working with your workflow the way you want it to. It's quite flexible in that way. You know, we have all those object attribute pairs. If you didn't care about a few of them, we can take those off, that sort of thing, so that it really works for the types of cases that you're addressing. I'll go ahead and press play again there. So hit save and continue, and you're off to the next case. So you can address dozens of cases in a half hour, and then really only focus on the ones that, you know, you have to go drive out and see. The rest can go to a letter or an educational campaign. And we see, you know, 60 to 80% compliance on those campaigns. So
does the AI program prepare the letter and send it?
It does not. So we interface with your case management system. Once you're done with this review process, it creates a file that you upload into your case management system, and it populates that. We actually have down the road, working with your case management software, to put an API in between them. So there's actually bidirectional communication between our system and your case management system. So if you make a change in one, it reflects in the other. But right now, we're putting case information into existing case software.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. This is an example of our roadside detection email that we send out every day to, say, a green team. And if you press play, you'll see that they have a different dashboard than the code folks. They actually, you can pause it here, they actually get a route. Right here I've selected 4 different debris piles that we want to go pick up, and then it plots them out on a map, and you can go out and pick them up. It's just the front end of a workflow that then you can print out a report at the end and say, you know, we picked up all this garbage this week or this month or in this period of time, and even in these areas. All of the data can be sort of sliced and diced. You use quadrants here, I believe, so we can map out the quadrants. And you can say, I just want to look at the data in that one quadrant for this officer that works in that quadrant. Or you can look at data for the whole city and create a holistic report. There's also other reports that we can do beyond these 2 sort of use cases. In Prescott Valley, Arizona, we just did a housing inventory for a 5-year housing inventory that they needed, where we drove the entire city and created a report for them. So there's lots of uses for the data. But as you can see, these are the 2 of the first and most direct action types of uses for the system. You can go ahead and press pause, I think. We're going to show you, yeah, these are the areas we went to pick up some debris in Lancaster. So that's it. Open for questions.
Why not trash trucks?
Trash trucks would be great. Absolutely, we do put them on trash trucks. It depends, do you do municipal trash here?
We work with waste management.
Waste management?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, the bigger, like waste management, they're not happy about having a third-party camera on their truck, at least yet. If you know a way, I'd love to talk to them.
But as we mentioned, we're starting off with the parking enforcement vehicles. That'll be our initial vehicle that we start with, and then we're going to move into our street sweepers, which are city-owned. So that's coming in the very near future.
Yeah. Street sweepers are actually a really good option too. It's very
as well as the application of 2 cameras on each vehicle, so we'll be able to capture both sides of the street in one route.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You have to go.
Yeah, we have. I can say that we've got, when we did our pilot, it was an earlier iteration of our hardware. Our hardware had one side of the road to see, so we'd have to go down both sides of the road. Now, we have 2 cameras, so we only have to go down the road once.
So did you give the person a raise who came up with? No.
Efficiencies, yeah.
Thanks. So, Patty, explain to me what the plan is for when this is all automated.
So I think we went through that, but the plan is basically to get all the information uploaded every day. We're going to have a staff member that actually looks through all the data to make sure that we're getting correct information, right? And it's going to take some time. Like Mike said, we have that 30-day period where the system is getting better and smarter, and it understands Lancaster versus other cities. So we'll take that time to really, make it smarter. Again, we'll continue to have that human aspect that allows us to not send citations that are not, necessary and not waste people's time. But we'll start to actually be able to do things a lot quicker. I think that's what we're most excited about is we're already out there and we're capturing data for other things, right? So when our parking enforcement staff is out there citing for those violations, now we are doing double the work. We not only have those parking citations, but we also are collecting information in the neighborhood. I think the other thing, we didn't really talk about it much, but the heat maps I think are valuable too, because we can look at the city holistically and kind of figure out what areas are having which issues. And then again, in terms of resources, there's not an infinite amount of resources. So now we can really start to plug in the things that we need. And maybe it is a campaign, right? Maybe we need to talk about lawns or how to take care of them. Or maybe there's an opportunity to talk about, what are the rules around inoperable vehicles and things of that nature. So there's just a lot of different opportunities here. But we are very excited to use this technology, of course, with the council support.
Thank you. Is there any plans or effort being made to take that data and download it into a crime prediction model?
I think there may be opportunities. The chief and I can sit down and talk about. We actually did talk briefly about that. If there's other cities that are using this system for police efforts, but I think we can definitely sit down and talk about how this could supplement or support some of their efforts. And yeah,
the data is there.
Yeah.
Can you give me a plan in the next 90 days?
Sure.
Because I think that's a no-brainer.
Absolutely.
There has to be some predictive quality to that data. Okay?
Absolutely.
Good.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm thinking more like, if it detects a backyard gate open.
Issues, yeah.
That's usually a pretty good sign.
A predictor of something
that
else.
it's a potential burglary or
Right.
it's going to happen. That's just one thing.
Right.
And, there's things out there, we don't know what they are, but the AI model could probably figure it out just by doing a regression analysis. All right?
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, happy to do that.
Okay. Any
Motion to
questions?
approve NB1.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Let's vote. Great job, Patty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we on two?
NB2.
Okay. NB2, any speaker cards?
No.
Ooh, I want Rod to do this. I don't think it goes up that high, Rod.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. Before you today is an urgency ordinance regarding our city accepting the training and hiring requirements or recruitment requirements of the Commission on the Peace Officer Standards and Training, otherwise known as POST. This not only gets us to meet training and hire requirements that they put on hundreds of agencies across the state. It also allows us to move forward in becoming a post-recognized agency, which, as mentioned, practically every agency in the state is. It also allows us to get aid from the state regarding the training and recruitment of our peace officers as well as our public safety dispatchers. So staff recommends that you approve this ordinance, allowing us to become a post-certified agency. And I'll answer any questions.
Is this the last step to post-certification?
So once we send that to them, sir, they then send an inspector down to come and inspect our agency, and that's the last step there. So
Do we have a target date?
once this is approved, I'm going to send it right up to them. We were already in their line, and I've reached out and said, we're not getting back in line. You're going to come down and inspect us now. So I would say that it would be a matter of a couple weeks or so.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve NB2, introduce and adopt urgency ordinance 1129.
Second that. Second that.
Let's vote. And it passes unanimously.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Council reports?
She's up.
Mayor, in between winning championships and all of the above, we now have a video presentation regarding the bunny hop.
There's so many people. It's an amazing event. I got a food court over here. I have a magician over here, free bounce houses, arts and crafts. We got a petting zoo. We got jelly ball. We got face painting, caricature, balloon artists, bunny sack races, a 2K run, and of course, the bunny trail over there. So it's been an amazing event. Our team has been wonderful that has put this together.
It's really fun. You get to do a lot of stuff here. It's a great weekend for this time, and it was fun. I was shooting a lot of stuff. I don't know if I was aiming good, but I was just shooting. I wanted to win. At the last second, I was like, throw it. The kid didn't have a good aim. I was about to run in, but I almost got shooted, and I didn't have enough balls left.
I think it brings all the families together, and it's nice to get like all the community together. So it's all like about an outreach, you know. Thank you for that, for putting it up, Lancaster.
Thank you.
Before we get too far into this, can I ask the city attorney to go over the recall? What's happening? What it
Recall?
means?
Is there a recall?
What is happening? There have been 2 recall efforts submitted thus far. The first of which is the subject of a pending lawsuit with regard to certain false statements in the statement of reasons for the recall. The second of which is in the process for review of the petition. So those are 2 distinct efforts that are both ongoing. Was there something else you wanted me to particularly answer?
I want you to answer what happens during a recall, where it is.
Sure.
Where the ACLU is.
Okay.
Give me an overview of the whole thing. And when you talk about false statements, what are those false statements?
Sure.
And why are they being sued?
So to answer the last part first, the false statements included in the first recall petition were first that the mayor unilaterally changed his term of office without a vote of the people. If that statement were true, it would mean not only that the mayor had violated the law, but that every senior member of staff had allowed it. That statement is patently false. The people voted in 2010 to approve the change of the mayor's term from 2 years to 4 years. So the statement in the notice of intent that the mayor unilaterally changed the term of office from 2 to 4 years without a vote of the people is absolutely false. The second statement is that the mayor unilaterally increased waste management fees without following the appropriate procedures, which is also patently false, and if true, would mean that the mayor had violated the law as well as senior management of the city. The changes to waste management fees were all conducted in accordance with Proposition 218 and the California Constitution, and were brought before this board, this council, for public hearing, votes, and all of the required steps under the law. The reason for the filing was because the only way the law allows a challenge to false statements in a recall petition is by filing a lawsuit. That lawsuit was filed on April the 9th. It is still pending. and it pertains to the false statements included in the notice of intent. You had other questions. What happens if the recall, what happens next in the recall? That action is still pending with regard to the first recall effort. The second recall effort is also ongoing. The proponents have submitted some of the documentation that's required. The city clerk has sent a responsive letter advising them of the omissions from their submittal and the failures to comply with the code. And they have an opportunity to respond to that letter. So the ball is in their court at this time. If the process proceeds and one of the recall petitions is able to proceed forward, then it would be appropriate, that would be the time that the proponents would circulate the petition and collect signatures. They would need to collect in excess of 14,000 signatures in order to put the recall question on the ballot. If they are able to do that, then I assume one of your questions is what happens if they're successful and the vote is in favor of a recall.
Wait a minute. This would be what happens after the period of mourning, or?
Yes. So if they collect the 14,000 plus signatures and the question of the recall is placed on the ballot, under the old law, the question of whether to recall would have been placed on the ballot, as well as line items for whom to replace in the event that the recall is successful. That is not the law anymore. The law changed in 2023. And now, if the mayor were recalled, the office of mayor becomes vacant until it is filled in accordance with the law. And under the Lancaster City Charter and Municipal Code, the vice mayor would take the mayor's seat until the next general municipal election that is at least 90 days from the date of the recall.
And that's the day we party?
No comment.
You'd have been better off with a comment.
It was a day of mourning to party.
Do they have enough time, say they'd figure out how to do it right, and everything goes their way, and I vacate the office, Marvin sits in my chair, how long will he sit?
He would sit, assuming that the vote was in, depends on when they complete obtaining all of the signatures, right? Assuming that they take the full time to get all the signatures, it would have to be at an election after April of next year, because we've crossed the threshold for making it to April. And so there would be a vote on the recall question. If that went against the mayor, then the vice mayor would step into the seat until the next general municipal election that is at least 90 days away, which would put us into 2028.
2028. Did you fund this recall?
It was an accident.
Thank you.
Can we do the video presentation for the junior livestock auction? This is one of the premier events in the Antelope Valley. It's when everyone gets together, all the business people, law enforcement, everything, to support the kids.
This is a great thing. When we talk about getting young people involved, teaching them aspects of business, a little bit of hard work involved as well. This is great. I've been involved with it for a little over 35 years, so this is just fantastic.
These are the cream of the crop of our kids. And anyone that gets involved in this program really comes out successful in life, because these kids have to learn responsibility, time management, taking care of a live animal, which they are responsible for. And I think what better could they do? I mean, this is teaching them life lessons.
it helps people who obviously are showing learn responsibility and how to take care of an animal, as well as how to manage both time and money with all the other activities they do.
Thank you.
Mayor, both myself and Lauren had an opportunity to go to the Lancaster Police Department Town Hall this last Saturday, and I think we have a video on that as well.
It really is what we need. We need to do this more. We need to hear from community. And it's not, what I loved about today is the input and the questions from the community weren't just about, how we can help with crime. A lot of it was about what they want to see in law enforcement and what type of service they want to see from the Lancaster Police Department. And we need that feedback. We want to be our own agency, and we want to be an agency that they can be proud of, and an agency that they can look to and say, they care about us and they're providing a service that is meant to make things better. And I think today was a great example of that with all the information we got. Come on by and take a look. We want the community to see what's going on and what we're doing.
Thank you. I think that mural is just great. Whoever did it, tell them I think it's a wonderful job.
Right here next to me, sir. This lady right here.
Wait a minute.
To be clear, I did not paint the mural. I did not paint the mural. The community painted the mural.
You did find the people to do it, though, right?
True. We had yes.
It was superb. Thank you.
Poppy Festival.
What?
You're going to introduce the Poppy Festival video.
I'm introducing the Poppy Festival video. Okay. Introduced. Thank you. That was a great festival, even with the rain. Well, I thought they did a good job. Thank you. City manager.
So, few updates. First, I did want to touch a little more on the Poppy Festival. I did want to give a hats off to the Parks team because that was some pretty brutal weather that we were handed this year. It wasn't just the rain, but it was windy, and it was cold, and it was tough. So, good job to the team. And attendance, surprisingly, it was down, but it wasn't down as much as you would think with that kind of weather. So, I guess we're pretty hardy up here in the Antelope Valley, and we come out for good events. So, thank you, Parks, for that. It's not quite summer yet, but all the summer events are back. We got Monday Night Bites back at Sergeant Owens Memorial Park. I think the Farmers Market is kicked off again, and that's going every Thursday. So take advantage of those. Saturday, June 15th is Juneteenth event at Owens Memorial Park, so put that on your calendar. We're also having our summer block party. I think it will be with a drone show again this year, and we're bringing a big artist that I'm sworn to secrecy. It says on the notes, don't let the cat out of the bag, so we won't do that just yet. But that'll be a good event, Saturday, June 28th. Mark your calendars. Summer camp sign up, so go to our website. You can sign up for the different summer camps that we have and take advantage of those. There's a water safety event this year actually this Saturday at our pool, talking about water safety challenge. LPD, they've also been very busy. I'm told we have a really good picture of that mural to share. Am I wrong? I know it showed it in the video, but do we have a good picture to share?
After a series of different community engagements and surveys that...
Wow.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So hats off to your team, Sonia, for coordinating that. And then also hats off to the community, because it was them that came out and colored it and made it look nice. So, that's a win-win for everyone. And then we have Brews with, let me say this right, this tongue twister you got here, Rod. Brews with Blues at the Starbucks on Avenue I tomorrow from 4 to 6 p.m. So come on out, mark your calendars, and that concludes all the updates I have today.
Thank you. City Clerk?
This is the time to address the City Council Agency Authority on non-agendized matters. Speaker cards may be found on the back table of the council chambers. If you have completed one, please ensure you have placed it up front so you may be recognized. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Please keep in mind, state law prohibits council from acting on items not on the agenda, and your matter may be referred to the city manager. Thank you.
Thank you. Greg Basher?
Hello, Mayor,
Hello.
Vice Mayor, City Council members. It's been a while since I've been here. I got alerted about a 1:30 call time, so I'm here, though. First off, I can't believe that we haven't already put that guy's services into this city. We got to get that happening. I mean, that's state of the art. If we ever had a vote for that, I'd be voting for it. But my thing is real simple. Mr. Mayor, the roads need repairs. We've got to get them done. I mean, I see spots that are getting done, but it's just not happening quick enough for me, I guess. But what I was going to offer is to take you around in my car so you could feel what I feel every day. And I know you're a, oh, go ahead.
I mean in the car?
Yeah.
While you're driving?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you drive. I don't care. It's a Jaguar. Maybe it's a step down for you.
You said you wanted me to feel what you feel every day, and I was just a little confused. You are such a, okay. But yes, no, I meant in the car. And I just wanted to take you around town and just kind of feel these roads and intersections that I deal with every day. And I just would like to see the roads repaired in a quicker manner. But I would offer my services, because I notice on the website you guys have like, hey, report this, report that, and this. But that sounds like maybe we won't have to do that anymore, or maybe add to it. But I'd offer my services. I'm retired now, so I would say I could drive around and, before I knew about this thing, I would drive around and make sure that you guys
would just know what places are in super need of stuff. But if maybe they could add the roads to that app.
But, you know, that's a great question. Does it do road repairs?
We do not have a front-facing camera, but we will next year.
There you go. So, and I'd even offer my car to, because you guys said you had a couple of police cars and maybe some maintenance vehicles and stuff. But I'm telling you, that is something you guys got to get moving on. I love it.
I agree.
And thank you guys for allowing the time.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
He's a joker.
Okay. Kate Downing? Kate Downing?
We pulled her card. She's going to come back and give a presentation at the next council meeting.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, I have a couple things. There's been how do you say this? There's been some comments about my approach to the mentally ill homeless population. Isn't that a fair way of saying it? Some criticism of it. And I think I've said enough about, I wasn't talking about the mentally ill homeless population, I was talking about the criminal homeless population. And, you know, there's been criticism of us as a city in that we haven't done enough for mental health. Fair statement? Yeah? I think Palmdale gave $2.5 million to mental health, is that what it was? Right. And I would like to address that criticism. We have been working on getting a grant, and with the supervisor's office, Catherine Barger, with the state of California, with the treasurer's office, Fiona Ma, and I am proud to announce $83 million to build a mental health facility in Lancaster that will be more than adequate to take care of the mental health needs of the entire Antelope Valley. I'm really kind of proud we were able to do that. I'm a little surprised we were able to do it. I mean, that's a lot of money. Can you imagine they just write a check to you for that? It's really cool. Anyway, we will be sending out the request for proposals to build it and fund it. We already know where we're going to put it. It's quite an event. I'm really proud of it. I was also happy to read this week that Governor Newsom has directed us to get rid of these homeless camps. He was unequivocal about it, right? It is now the state policy to remove these homeless camps. I want them gone. I want them gone today, right? I'm tired of, well, you all know what I'm tired of. But now the governor has directed us to do it. Follow his direction. Where did Paul go?
Had to leave.
He had to leave. Convey this to the sheriff's department also, all right? There is no excuse any longer for allowing them to continue. And I want to be clear about this. We have a bed for everybody that wants services. I'm talking about people who do not want those services. If we don't have a bed for any given reason, find one. I mean, if we have to rent them a hotel room, whatever it takes. But those homeless camps have to go. Am I right? Did you read what the governor said, Allison?
I will be doing so shortly.
Good. What do you think? 10 days? No? That's the first time I've ever had the chief of police laugh at me. 30 days?
We're going to put forth a good effort, sir, to make this happen. And I want you to know we've increased our teams, and we're excited about that. We got additional teams that are out now. So we have the ability.
You know, it'd be different if we didn't have the finest homeless facility in the country. And I say that without reservation. Anybody who hasn't been to Kensington, they need to go and look at it. It is the finest homeless complex that is out there. And what they're doing there is incredible. I was just out there last week. You know, they got a 5% eviction rate. You know, the Montage Hotel has a higher, you know, in Beverly Hills has a higher eviction rate than that. That is remarkable, that these people are working together, they're rising together. Everybody that is there has to work 2 hours a day. It's immaculate. I mean, I wish my house was that clean. You know, seriously, it is. They're doing such a wonderful job. So it's not as if we're not providing an alternative that is compassionate, that takes care of people, feeds people, gives them medical care. But for those who would just rather camp in our backyard, could I be any clearer as to what I want you to do? Thank you. The other thing I want to talk about is this recall thing. I don't care. I mean, you know, it's democracy. It's fun. It's even fun for me, actually. But what I do care about is that it's being pushed by the Palmdale Freedom Coalition, or members of the Palmdale Freedom Coalition, many of who live in Lake Los Angeles. And Saturday, not this Saturday, but the previous Saturday, I was honored by being the Grand Marshal of the parade in Lake Los Angeles. And I looked up as I started the parade, and somebody had gone up into the rocks the night before and painted R.I.P. Rex. That means the person sitting next to me in that car is now frightened, right? It was a death threat. There was no other way of looking at it. You know, somebody had the motivation to, in the middle of the night, go up there and paint it, right? City Attorney, I want us to figure out a way to make the sanctions severe enough that we don't have to rely on LA to prosecute these crimes. But by the grace of God, my wife was not with me in that parade. It would have been a different response from me if she had to live with that. You know, I get that running for public office, you accept certain things. I shouldn't have to accept that, especially from some terrorist organization in a neighboring city. All right? Thank you. Now, with that happy thought, well, when you think about it, they wouldn't have had to recall me. Never mind. I think we're going into closed session. Is that right?
Yes, the City Council will move to closed session to discuss closed session items 1 through 13.
Okay, good. We'll
As
be
stated
back.
on the agenda.
I would suggest you not wait, but you know, you can. Meetings reconvened. City Attorney?
In closed session, the council took up closed session agenda items 1 and 2 and gave direction to staff and legal counsel. No reportable action.
Thank you. This afternoon, we close our meeting in honor of Johnny Zamerslaw, a dedicated leader whose contributions to California's rodeo community span decades. As longtime president of the California Circuit Finals Rodeo, Johnny was known for doing the work behind the scenes, setting up chutes, preparing grounds, and ensuring rodeo events ran smoothly across the state. But beyond the logistics, he brought mentorship, advocacy, and deep love for the sport to everything he touched. Johnny wasn't just involved, he was foundational. Whether supporting high school rodeo athletes or serving as a legislative voice for rodeo across California, he stood at the center of the sport's growth and resilience. To many, he was not only a leader, but a friend, a mentor, and a role model. His passing is a tremendous loss to the rodeo world and to our broader community. Today, we extend our sincere condolences to his family, friends, and all those in the pro rodeo family, whose lives he impacted. He will be deeply missed, and he was a hell of a roofer. He's put on more roofs in this valley than anybody. The next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, May 27, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. The meeting is adjourned.